It is now my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for the afternoon. In Buckeye Nation, she really needs no introduction at all. Stephanie Hightower is a distinguished alumna, a decorated athlete, a trailblazer in the community, a proven leader, and I'm proud to say, a wonderful friend and partner to The Ohio State University. As a Buckeye, Stephanie was a standout student and hurdler. She was a 4-time All-American and undefeated 15-time Big Ten champion. She held 11 Big Ten and Ohio State records and set a world record in the 60-yard hurdles en route to earning her degree in communications. She was inducted into the Ohio State Hall of Fame in 1993. After retiring from the sport, Stephanie served as the women's track and field team leader during the 2004 Olympic Games in Athens and served 2 terms as president and board chair of USA Track and Field. She also chairs the World Athletics Gender Equity Task Force. Closer to home, Stephanie joined the Columbus Urban League in 2011 as the organization's first female president and CEO. The Urban League leads workforce initiatives that prepare people to succeed in high-wage jobs, provides financial education to support home ownership, and offers resources to help minority, women, and veteran-owned small businesses thrive. In short, Stephanie Hightower defines what it means to be a Buckeye for life. She is an incredible asset to our community and a passionate champion for all people in Ohio, especially those who have been traditionally underrepresented. She loves the university, she loves Columbus, and she gets up every day thinking about how she can serve others. From the day I met Stephanie, I knew she was a winner in sports, a winner in service, a winner in life. She is competitive, compassionate, and a force for change. Our community is better for her leadership, and I'm proud to know her and work with her to expand opportunities and prosperity for all Ohioans. We are thrilled to have Stephanie with us today to share words of wisdom and inspiration for our graduates. With that, please join me in welcoming our commencement speaker for the autumn class of 2024, Miss Stephanie Hightower.
Thank you for that very warm introduction, President Carter. I am deeply, deeply honored and really excited to be here today. Thank you to the Ohio State University Board of Trustees, President Carter, Ohio State faculty, staff, alum, and distinguished guests. Most of all, thank you, graduates, for allowing me to share one of the most special moments in your life with you and your loved ones. Now, over the next 10 minutes, I'm going to make references to historical figures and events. And for those of you who are not history buffs, this is one time that I won't be offended when you start Googling on your smartphones to know who or what I'm talking about. I vividly remember my own graduation at The Ohio State University, even if it was a few years ago over at St. John Arena. I spent the day seesawing back and forth between sadness that my college years were behind me and anxious anticipation for the future ahead. I expect that you too feel happily conflicted today. But no matter your fears or doubts, whatever or whomever opposes you, regardless of your trials, whether riding on success or tripping over failure, it's time to press on. As James Baldwin wrote, the only thing that will save us is if we just keep on going and never give up. Let me say that again. The only thing that will save us is if we keep going and never give up. In other words, my message to you is this: be unstoppable. Unstoppable, as Sia's song, which reminds us, To not succeed is you only succeed, but you have to look good doing it. She says she's a Porsche with no brakes. She's so powerful, she doesn't need batteries to play. She's confident. She's unstoppable. Invincible. It starts with courage and the willingness to be strong in crises. America stands today because we dug deep at key turning points in our history. Take the Great Depression and World War II. It's hard to imagine now, but just 80 years ago, 2 million people were homeless. Our economy had shrunk by a third, and 1 in 4 people were unemployed. Collective loss, hunger, helplessness, and hopelessness, these sowed our seeds of resentment and political instability, feeding fascist movements like the Nazis. In 1941, when the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, odds makers would have bet against the US victory. We lacked equipment, ammunition, and personnel, not to mention the heart and the stomach for war. But our resilience and our courage took hold. By January 1942, 1 month after Pearl Harbor, 134,000 men enlisted, and eventually 16 million served. Over 1 million of those were African Americans. And more women than ever joined the ranks abroad and at home, as the Rosie Riveter womaned our factories and became 40% of our workforce in the US. When we unite as a community and as a nation, we are invincible, unconquerable, unstoppable. Take these lessons to heart. And you know how electronics goes, things just go off when you don't want them to, right? Take these lessons to heart. A crisis is a chance to be a hero, but other people are essential. Together, we can achieve something far greater and more consequential than you've ever done alone. Unity calls us to community, but don't forget to be inspired by the ferocity and tenaciousness of individual human spirit. Consider Anthony Robles, a young man born with only one leg who, through sheer guts and a lot of perspiration, became a national champion in wrestling. Robles spent countless hours discovering how to turn his disadvantage into an advantage, using his enormous grip strength developed by clutching onto crutches and a high center of gravity to create new offensive moves. Robles wrote that "My spirit is unconquerable." A movie about his life premieres next month, and fittingly, it is titled Unstoppable. There are many reasons why we humans quit. Sometimes it's because we don't see a way forward. I experienced this as an Olympic hurdler. I was favored to win a medal at the 1980 Olympics, and then President Jimmy Carter boycotted the Games days before we were set to travel to Russia and compete. Then fast forward to the 1984 Games in Los Angeles. Sports Illustrated favored me to win a gold medal. I had the fastest time in the world and had just emerged from an undefeated season. But I placed fourth at the Olympic trials and was the designated alternate. In my mind, someone else was going to once again wear the medal that should have been mine. So imagine my reaction when my coach, Mamie Rollins, told me that I should go to an exhibition meet 2 weeks later. I said it was pointless. Like, why not quit? Go home and mope for the summer. But I went, and I blasted the field, which included the 3 women who would be running at the LA Games later that month. I learned a life lesson that I still think about even today. You don't run for the gold. You don't run for the time, you run for yourself. The unquenchable thirst for self-improvement, regardless of whether the world sees your achievement or not, that's what makes you unstoppable. Ironically, success can get in the way from being unstoppable. When you think you're on top, we become complacent and arrogant. We lose momentum or stall completely because we deny that life calls us to much more. Ohio's own John Glenn, the first American to orbit the Earth, knew what it meant to never stop improving. John served in 2 wars, circled the Earth in a bucket with less technology than what I'm using up here, returned to space at the age of 77, and won 4 terms in the United States Senate. But mid-career, he was rejected from an advanced flight training program that would lead to his service as an astronaut. He had not completed college-level calculus. He could have walked away. After all, he was a decorated war veteran. What did he need to improve? What did he need to prove to anyone? Instead, John promised the admissions panel that he would spend every night mastering calc, and he did. He understood that real excellence is not achieved as a one-and-done moment. It's instead a lifelong moving target. He also valued the brilliance of others, no matter their race or their gender. That's why when his life hung in the balance, returning to Earth after his 6 orbits, he chose a Black female named Katherine Johnson to calculate his way home. Watch the movie Hidden Figures if you would like to learn more about Katherine Johnson and other Black female scientists at NASA. Katherine and John, they were unstoppable, and you can be too. As I prepared for this speech, I was reminded that my coach often motivated me by daring me. She would dare me by telling me what she thought I could not do. When she said things like, "You can't go fast," or "You'll never cut that amount of time off of your personal best," and "You don't have a chance to beat that tough opponent," her negativity galvanized my competitive spirit, reminded me to stay humble and focused with a clarity unobscured by insignificant distractions. Today, more than ever, we need unstoppable people, people who believe in a cause greater than themselves and are willing to look past the issues that divide us to find the greater good that unites us, people who are willing to dedicate themselves to constant hard work, disciplined self-improvement, those who, like Nike, just do it, those who remain humble and find ways to value and harness the talents and the gifts of other people. So let me emulate Coach Rollins and challenge each of you. I bet you're too self-absorbed. You won't make a difference in the world. I bet you will cop out rather than dig deep. You won't seek to understand and respect opinions different from yours. I bet that you expect the world to be easy, that you will be shocked when it's not. You won't work your tail off to be good enough for it. I bet you won't look and you won't take a hard look at yourself and push yourself to challenge for better. You won't cultivate enduring relationships. Now, prove me wrong. Accept the challenge. Let the world know that you are our next great generation. Be unstoppable. Thank you.